It's Roger from Elliott Wave Trading, and today I have an analysis video for gold USD. It's the 3rd of January 2024, the first Wednesday and the second trading day of the year. So where do I see gold going to? Alright, but before that, this is actually my first video on YouTube. So a little bit background about myself. I would consider myself a swing trader, whereby I hold positions into the hundreds if not thousands of pips. My main technique would be Elliott wave theory as well as Fibonacci relationships. I do use support and resistance occasionally as additional confluence or confirmations before I get into my setup. However, mainly it's going to be Elliott wave theory supplemented by Fibonacci relationships. Alright, so now let's get into the chart. But before I actually get into the analysis, I would just like to remind you on two things. One is that this week has a lot of important and big news, mainly being NFP. The non-farm payroll data released this Friday could really set the tone on how we see gold move for the next 3 months or the first quarter. That would really be a big factor on where gold goes to. However, based on Elliott wave, we can still have a rough idea based on the patterns that have already been formed. Alright, so that's where I come to my second reminder. This video could be a little bit confusing for those that don't have prior knowledge to Elliott waves, as I will be discussing on some patterns that require a little bit more knowledge. But don't worry, because once you subscribe, I'll be pushing on more content on Elliott waves so that you guys can have a better understanding on the patterns we have in Elliott waves, as well as how to take swing points and swing trades. But for those that have understanding on EW, this should be not that hard to understand. Alright, so now let's actually get into the charts and what do I see in the charts and where do I think gold is about to hit to. So if we look from the October of 2022 till May of 2023, we had a bull run. All right, so in Elliott waves we have two different types of movement, one being the impulsive movement, which consists of 5 internal waves, the second being the corrective movement, which consists of 5 different unique patterns. All right, so this is basically the two different types of movement we have in Elliott waves theory, one being impulsive, one being corrective. And how it works is that after every impulsive move comes a corrective move. After the corrective move completes, then we start another impulsive move, and once that impulsive move completes, we do another corrective move. Basically, we're just on a loop: impulsive to corrective, corrective to impulsive, impulsive back to corrective, and so forth. So that is basically the general basis on how Elliott wave theory works. Alright, so now let me actually get into the chart. So as I mentioned earlier, October 2022 till May 2023, we had an impulsive move, which consists of 5 waves. We had our wave 1, we had our wave 2 that did not manage to break our wave 1, so that is valid. We had our wave 3, which wasn't the shortest wave, so that makes that valid. We have our wave 4 that if you were to measure using a fit retracement, did not pass the 50% level, so making that valid as well. And then we have our wave 5, which ended in May 2023. So like I mentioned earlier, after every impulsive move comes a corrective move. So once we completed our impulsive move on May 2023, then starts our corrective move. So corrective structures are a little bit more trickier to trade compared to impulsive move, because in an impulsive move, you know that the direction is up and all you have to do is wait for the base to actually get your entries, because it's a one-way street. But for corrective structures, it's a little bit different because it pretty much goes haywire. And that's why it's really important to understand the 5 different unique patterns we have in Elliott waves. Alright, namely they are the zigzag pattern, the flat pattern, the triangle pattern, and the double and triple tree pattern. So these are the 5 different patterns that you would need to know if you want to apply Elliott waves to your trading. All right, I'm not really going to go much into each of the patterns because that would take a very long video to explain. So this is just going to be on my prediction for gold. So what I can see based on the correction that it has already done is that we are doing something called a irregular flat. As I mentioned just now, we have 5 different types of corrective patterns. This is one of them. All right, This is basically a three leg structure. We have our leg A, our leg B, and our leg C. All right, our leg A, our leg B, and our leg C. So our leg A has three waves internally. All right, wave A, wave B, wave C, or WXY. And our wave B also has three waves internally, and our leg C would have five waves internally. So 3, 3, and 5. So that is what we are going for. So let's go back to the charts and see. So we have already had our first tree over here, which completes the A, and we already had our second tree over here, which completes the B. So now what's left is for our 5 wave down. Pretty much that, guys. If you were to see, it's the same thing. We had ABC or WXY, and we had another WXY, and what's left is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so that's what I'm waiting for. We have done our ABC for A, we've done our ABC for B. What's left is now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which I believe could even cross the 1800 level. So I wouldn't be surprised if price breaks below the 1800 level. Also because fundamentally the US is still sticking with their interest rates, but all that is for another video. All right, guys, pretty much for now I'm expecting very bearish flow for gold. I'm expecting at least a 2000 pips drop to somewhere at least in the 1810 region at a minimum. All right, so that will be my prediction based on Elliott waves. I hope you guys got some sort of valuable information out of it. For those of you that are interested in learning Elliott waves and how you can actually do swing trades, hold positions for thousands of pips, hundreds of pips without actually getting in with huge lot sizes, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, because I'll be pushing out way more content on Elliott waves after this on YouTube. I'll also be doing live streams as well. So that's it for today's video. Good luck to you guys. Don't get caught in the liquidity swipe, and let's sell gold. Thank you.